I love creating and I love making something pretty. And I like to use products that make me feel pretty and make me smell good. I think that's my favorite part about this is I like to make things look pretty. Hi, my name is Rebecca Thomas and I am a soap maker. I have always had sensitive skin and naturally my kids did as well. So when my oldest son was born, everything burned and irritated his skin. And my mom had some books on soap making and she started reading them and she's like, I'm gonna make soap because I think it would work for him. And I'm like, you can do that? Like, you can make your own soap? You know, 20 years ago, I had never heard of that. So she did, and she gave me some, and I used it on myself, and it was so mild and gentle. I tried it on him, and I remember him saying, I like that soap, Mommy, it didn't burn me, you know, which was heartbreaking, but it was fantastic because I had something I could use for him. So my mom taught me to make soap and things, and she was like, I have to have a name for it. Edie was her newest grandchild. And she was like, I know everybody else will be mad, but I think I'm gonna name it after her because she has 19 grandkids. So she called it Edie Mae Soap. Basically, you want a bar that's gonna be hard and last long, but you want it to be bubbly and sudsy, and you also want it to be conditioning and moisturizing. And at the same time, cleanse, which is what it's supposed to do. I use some hard oils, which have to be melted. And then I use some soft oils like olive and castor. Then the lye mixed with water gets very, very hot. Pour the hot lye water over that and it melts it. And then I add my liquid oils and use a stick blender. And when it reaches a certain thickness, which is called trace, then it's ready to be introduced to anything else I'm gonna add to it, like colorant or fragrance, essential oils. Then you pour it into a mold, you let it sit. Generally, the bars that I make have to sit about 12 hours. Some recipes, 24 hours before I can take them out of the mold and then cut them into loaves. And then they have to sit for about 4 weeks, which is called cure time. And what happens during that is the water that is in the soap evaporates. So it shrinks just a little bit, loses a little bit of weight, but it hardens the bar. And the harder the bar, the longer it lasts. I tell people soap doesn't really go bad, ever. The scent might fade away, the color might change a little, but the older a bar of soap is, the better it is. It was heartbreaking for me to see my small child cry because a soap burned his skin. And I have met so many people with allergies, eczema, and psoriasis, which I have psoriasis myself. So I know the struggle, and it's something that I don't feel like is fair for kids to have to deal with. So it's very satisfying to me to be able to help someone.